Hello guys, I haven't realized I was texting that I already started recording is because I was looking at the chat even though I'm not streaming. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to take the put him over here. Ah, alright, so what are we gonna do? We're actually gonna talk about my we're going to talk about what I have. I had another account. I had another YouTube account which I already had a good followage. I was at 100 followers. I was doing pretty good, and I forgot that I had it in my mom's account. Okay. Alright. I forgot that I had it in my mom's account. And guess what? What do we think my mom did? Why is it scaled like this, bro? Scale to window? No. What are we doing? What is this, bro? What the hell? Alright. That's just how it is here. And this is what happened. I had the account, and I had it on my mom's account, and I had a good followage. And my mom decides to delete the account. She deleted the account, and I had pretty much nothing. I had to practically start from zero again. And I want to talk about because my original name, like does it, which I got it back because it was deleted, like does it, was because of Counter Strike. It's it was it is my favorite game in the world. I love it. If I could go pro, I would go pro in that game. So, um, yeah, and we're gonna talk about because I'm over here. I'm looking at this and I'm looking at that, and I'm seeing how we're gonna do a react. It's gonna be my first react because I got a webcam, so I just want to do a react. And so yeah, I want to show you guys. Last time I played was March 10th. That's when my account got deleted in YouTube, and that's also when I literally just. Can you guys see my screen? I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, you guys can see. All right. That's when. Okay, what's happening? Okay, that was practically when. Okay, did I? What? My Steam is crashing, bro. You guys still see? Oh, you guys can still see me. All right. Yeah. All right. Steam. Oh. Why did it connect like an Xbox? Why is it connecting like an Xbox controller? What's happening? All right. Back to Counter Strike. Okay, I don't know why it's like this, bro. What is happening? Oh, A or B, 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 B. Let me be out. Settings. What is this? Alright, we're gonna have to close it. No. Close T. Alright. So, I'm gonna show you guys. I had two. Okay, back to normal. Back to normal game. Alright, go to library. Here. 200 hours. I'm gonna put this back on because I need them. 200 hours. 200 hours, chat. 200 hours. And I had 200 hours in YouTube. It was a pretty long time, and the reason why I haven't made a single Counter Strike video, and I hopped on Rainbow Six, even though I've only made about one video. As of right now, I'm grounded, so that's why I haven't uploaded, and I'm actually uploading on my computer. But 200 hours. Now I remember that for me the time was passing by really quickly because I love the game. But I want you to look at this. I am. Why do you think I can move the computer around? The other computer, I was playing in a laptop. It's still pretty bad. I was playing in a laptop, and it could run horribly I would only play at 20 FPS, and it would just go down to 2 FPS, 10 FPS, and I didn't know what to do. And whenever I tried to press the button to shoot, it would shoot, but it was horrible. And then when I pressed the button to anything, it would just freeze. Like a grenade would crash my game. A grenade, um, um, someone spraying at me would crash the game. Deathmatch would crash the game. Literally just standing, expectating someone would crash the game. Doing nothing would crash the game because you get grenades thrown at you, you get yourself get sprayed at. So everything will crash the game. And my people, because I would crash out because let's say I was in an intense moment, I like, oh crap, I had to get them. I know I look goofy. I had to get them. Of course, I was the weaker link of every single team. And I just sometimes I won, other times it just lost because of FPS problems. Again, it's a 20 FPS going down against a 200 FPS or a regular 60 FPS. I mean, anything is better than 20. Anything is better. Um. So yeah, and I tried downloading it on this computer, but this computer is just worse. This computer is genuinely worse. It's literally over. I tried playing War Thunder, didn't work. It crashed. The other two dash, well, oh my god. Yamashi Dash is a mobile phone. It's a mobile game. That of course running. So I just sometimes stream it. I don't really record it, but I like to stream it. And yeah. And $200 is just insane to me. And I mean, I do not know what we can do. We can either make music, which I don't think you guys want to do, or we can react to some videos. Now, what videos do we want to react to? How do I edit videos? That's my real question. How do I edit it down? Because I want to. Alright, we're here. This is my main channel. It's all Joe Bar, Jenksy, Joe Bar, the world of stock gambling. We can react to the top 10 operators. I don't really play that. What if you became an F1 driver? Okay, we can react to that one. I don't really. No.
China comes and they touch! For the oh no, he's got a puncture!
Just disappointed at the moment.
We've seen some explosive moments between rivals.
Watch later.
Most people think driving a Formula 1 car is basically just driving a really fast car. And to be fair, that's technically true. In the same way that getting hit by a train is technically public transportation. Because Formula 1 cars are not normal vehicles. They are carbon fiber missiles specifically engineered to turn a human being.
Wait a minute. Why am I choosing the F1 video? Because I love F1.
Most people think driving a Formula 1 car is basically just driving a really fast car. And to be fair, that's
I'm gonna pause it right there, and I know if you guys watch Joe Bart, that's technically what I'm gonna do for reacts. Alright, so that's wrong. F1 is not easy. I've done karting, and that's difficult. And I can't imagine what an F4 car is, because that's like 400 times the speed for it. I've been in a 60 mph car, which is pretty fast. But I dream of going in an F4 car, then F3, then F2. I would love to do that, but I think what I would do if I was like a rich man in my 30s, I would love to just be a GT3 driver. I don't care if I'm I don't care. I just want to be in the, like, I don't want to be the last, but I want to be in, you know? I want to be like in the spicy zone. Let's call that the spicy zone. I want to be in the zone where it's just like you have like everyone's in there, and because we have the top guys, the goats, the super good guys. Let's say Nürburgring, Verstappen's up front, and some other guys, and then it's just me, blah blah blah, and a bunch of other guys, and then we got the guys that suck, right?
Technically true.
And if we and just us racing, I would want to be one of those people, one in the middle. I don't want to be the top ones, because if I'm the top ones, then I rank up to something else, and then I'm gonna become the bully ones. So, nah, I'm not up for that. I like to be in the middle of a good league. I don't want to be the middle of a bad league. It has to be a good league. All right, back to the video.
In the same way that getting hit by a train is technically public transportation, because Formula 1 cars are not normal vehicles. They are carbon fiber missiles specifically engineered to turn a human being into a very stressed out calculator traveling at 300 kilometers per hour. So what would actually happen if an average person, someone with a driver's license, decent reflexes, and maybe mild confidence issues, was suddenly dropped into an F1 race? Would they survive? Would they finish the race? Would they instantly crash into a wall and become an expensive warning to others? Well, surprisingly, you probably wouldn't crash immediately, which honestly makes the rest of the situation much worse. The first thing we need to understand is that Formula 1 cars are unbelievably fast in ways your brain is not prepared for. An average road car accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in maybe 8 to 12 seconds. A modern Formula 1 car does it in around 2.5 seconds, which means the car accelerates faster than your internal organs can emotionally process. But acceleration itself actually isn't the main problem. The real problem is corners, because F1 cars don't obey the laws of physics the way normal cars do, mostly because they cheat. See, a Formula 1 car generates enormous amounts of downforce at high speed. The wings and floor effectively suck the car into the ground. At around 250 kilometers per hour, an F1 car can generate enough downward force to theoretically drive upside down on a ceiling. Which sounds cool until you realize that means your neck is participating in industrial construction work.
I feel like that's a lie. I mean, yeah, downforce, but how does that work? Just the car has to already be going at a certain speed? Well, of course it has to be going at a certain speed already. I mean, it can't just, I need chat for this. My one chatter. But like still, because, what is it called? Let's say, no, because it doesn't make sense. How's the car going to stay up there for so long? The car is not, it's not,
An F1 driver regularly experiences 5 to 6 Gs in corners.
Indeed.
That means your head suddenly weighs about 30 kilograms. Imagine trying to rotate a bowling ball attached to your spine while going through a blender. For comparison, fighter pilots experience similar forces, except fighter pilots are also not trying to avoid being overtaken by a Dutchman approaching at the speed of regret. So, let's say you somehow get into the car. First problem, fitting. F1 cockpits are absurdly tight. Drivers are practically...
Yeah, I was watching a Fernando Alonso thing, and he was talking about that. Something new I didn't know about it. They have to weld the seat in, and they have to figure all the things out just for you, and they gotta like sit you there for hours. Well, I don't know about it anymore, but it's so long. It's
vacuum sealed into them. The seat is custom molded to the driver's body because even tiny movements at high speeds can become dangerous. So, if you're an average person, the team would probably shove some foam around your torso and hope physics doesn't notice. Then there's the steering wheel, which is less of a steering wheel and more of a spaceship keyboard designed by someone who hates simplicity. Modern Formula 1 steering wheels can have over 20 buttons, switches, dials, and paddles. Brake balance, differential settings, energy recovery deployment, radio, pit limiter. An average person would spend the first 10 minutes trying to figure out how to turn the windshield wipers on, which is impressive because Formula 1 cars don't even have windshield wipers. But surprisingly, you could probably get the car moving. Formula 1 cars are difficult to drive fast, not difficult to drive slowly. In fact, during practice sessions, mechanics and engineers regularly move the car around the garage area at normal speeds without exploding. So yes, you could technically drive an F1 car for about 6 seconds, because now we encounter the second problem, your body. Professional F1 drivers are freaks of nature, not in appearance, mostly, but physically. Drivers train constantly because racing an F1 car is closer to combat sports than driving. During a race, a driver can lose 3 to 4 kilograms from sweat alone. Their heart rates stay around 160 to 180 beats per minute for nearly 2 hours, and remember, they're sitting down, which means an F1 race is one of the only sports where you can suffer dehydration, neck failure, and psychological collapse while technically remaining seated. Now let's compare this to an average person. The average person gets slightly annoyed when carrying groceries upstairs, so putting them into a Formula 1 car is biologically ambitious. The neck would fail first, almost immediately. During heavy braking, Formula 1 drivers experience around 5 Gs of deceleration. Your head and helmet suddenly weighs somewhere around 35 kilograms, and unlike normal driving, this happens over and over and over again. Monza alone has multiple braking zones where drivers would go from over 300 kilometers per hour down to under 100 in just a few seconds. An average person's neck muscles would essentially resign from employment. After maybe 2 laps, your head would start flopping sideways in corners.
It will go like this. Everywhere. Like that.
Like a confused sunflower, which creates another problem. You need to see where you're going. But somehow, let's imagine you push through the pain. Now we arrive at the next issue, the reaction time. Average human reaction time is about 250 milliseconds. Formula 1 drivers can react significantly faster, which sounds like a tiny difference until you realize that at 300 kilometers per hour, your car travels over 80 meters every second. So a delay of just 0.2 seconds means the car moves an extra 16 meters before you respond. That's the difference between making a corner and introducing yourself to a tire barrier at highway speeds. And unlike road...
Well, yeah, I mean, you could say that, but we do have simulators. I mean, I have one. Let me show you guys. Because I love racing. Sorry, my room's a mess. But I love racing. I don't know if you guys can see. There's my simulator. And it's not that good. But it's something, you know. And the reason I have my lights off because it's time to go to sleep. But I'm making this video just for you guys. But yeah, the simulator. If you can just practice and get it right, it's good. And then you could just, well, I guess work your way to it. I mean, I practiced Formula 1.
Driving.
So I practiced Formula 1 for a long time because I was in love with the sport. I mean, I still am, but it's freaking low chance of getting in there. But still, I would still love to be in there. F2, F3, I don't care. F4, super high. But still, I would love. I mean, I will practice. I will practice all day long, getting the track right, and what the hell, you guys? Okay. You guys have no idea how much noise the officer's neighbors are making. It's actually making my heart beat. Back to what I was doing. Oh, yeah. Back to this side. There you go. I bet you guys can see me. Yep, there I am. 20-minute video. Pretty cool. Pretty good time. Alright. I'm actually freaking out. The upstairs making too much noise. I forgot what I was talking about.
Formula 1 gives you basically no recovery time. Corners arrive constantly, decisions happen instantly, tiny mistakes become large accidents extremely quickly. A professional driver can consistently place the car within centimeters of the ideal racing line while managing tire temperatures, brake wear, battery deployment, and fuel strategy. Meanwhile,
I'm talking about you gotta. It's not about instinct because then you're gonna die. because you're going way too fast. Your body is not meant for that speed. But you can predict. You can predict. That's what I was talking about. You can just predict where you're gonna go. That's what I used to do, and in the beginning I was horrible with it, especially when I took off racing line. Oh man, that was horrible. But yeah.
Average person is still thinking, wait, was that corner supposed to happen already? Now, interestingly, the biggest danger might not actually be speed, it's other drivers. Because Formula 1 drivers are terrifyingly aggressive. These people see a gap roughly the width of a microwave and think, yes, my car belongs there. And they trust the other drivers to react perfectly, because professional racers operate on an unspoken agreement that everyone involved is clinically insane but highly trained. You are not highly trained. You are basically a traffic cone with anxiety. So other drivers will probably try to overtake you immediately, which creates a catastrophic chain reaction. You brake too early, they don't expect it, someone swerves, another driver reacts, carbon fiber begins achieving orbit. Congratulations, you've now caused a $14 million traffic accident, and that's before reaching turn 1. But let's say somehow nobody crashes into you. Could you actually finish the race? Surprisingly, maybe. Technically, if your only goal is survival. See, Formula 1 has something called the 107% rule. If your qualifying lap time is slower than 107% of the fastest driver, you usually aren't allowed to race because you're considered too slow to participate safely. And an average person would absolutely obliterate this rule, not metaphorically, numerically. Professional F1 lap times are absurdly optimized. Drivers memorize every corner, every braking point, every bump in the track surface. An average person would probably drive 20 to 40 seconds slower per lap, which in Formula 1 is less slightly slower and more moving geological object. The leaders would begin lapping you almost immediately. Blue flags would become your entire personality. Then there's the heat. Formula 1 cockpits
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, 20 seconds is a long time.
Get
In F1.
brutally hot. Depending on the track, temperatures inside can exceed cockpits get brutally hot. Depending on the track, temperatures inside can exceed.
Why am I on airplane mode? What the crap? Why was I on airplane mode, bruh? It's connecting. Give it some time. Give it a lot of time. Oh my god, you're joking. Okay, there you go.
Blue flags would become your entire personality. Then there's the heat. Formula 1 cockpits get brutally hot. Depending on the track, temperatures inside can exceed.
What is happening, bruh?
Blue flags would become your entire personality. Then there's the heat. Formula 1 cockpits get brutally hot. Depending on the track, temperatures inside can exceed 50 degrees Celsius. Now combine extreme heat, constant G-forces, dehydration, stress, vibration, noise, and the psychological pressure of knowing you are one steering mistake away from becoming a physics demonstration, your body would begin shutting systems down surprisingly fast. You'd probably experience dizziness, nausea, tunnel vision, confusion, muscle fatigue, at which point operating a machine traveling at aircraft takeoff speed becomes somewhat suboptimal. And we haven't even discussed the brakes yet. Formula 1 brakes are violent. Road cars might generate around 1 G under heavy braking. Formula 1 cars can exceed 5 Gs. Drivers press the brake pedal with forces exceeding 100 kilograms, which means stopping the car requires the leg strength of someone attempting to crush a medieval artifact. An average person physically might not even brake hard enough initially. Your brain would interpret the required pedal pressure as mechanically incorrect. You'd think, that can't possibly be right before discovering that it absolutely was. But perhaps the strangest thing is this. After a few laps, you'd probably start adapting. Humans are surprisingly good at adjusting to terrifying situations. Your brain would slowly recalibrate speed perception, braking timing, cornering confidence, and eventually you might even reach a point where you can circulate around the track without immediate disaster. Very slowly, painfully, but successfully. You still wouldn't be racing Formula 1 drivers. You'd basically be participating in a highly advanced survival exercise occurring near Formula 1 drivers, which is an important distinction. So what would the final result actually look like? If an
Hey, is that so, what's his name? What's his name again? He's in Aston Martin. Is that a Lance Stroll reference? Is that a Lance Stroll reference? Alright.
Average person was suddenly placed into a real Formula 1 race, they probably would not die instantly, which is already a massive achievement for modern engineering, but they also would not be competitive in any meaningful sense. Within minutes, they'd experience extreme physical exhaustion, neck failure, sensory overload, delayed reactions, overheating, and profound psychological regret. Their lap times would be catastrophically slow. Other drivers would consider them a mobile environmental hazard. And unless conditions were extremely controlled, the risk of causing a major accident would become dangerously high, because Formula 1 is not just driving fast, it's one of the most physically and mentally demanding activities humans voluntarily participate in. Which honestly raises an important question. If driving an F1 car is this difficult, what kind of person willingly does it for fun? Well, statistically speaking, a millionaire with neck muscles stronger than your future, and probably mild trust issues.
I can tell you that might be really true. These people are insane. They are very good. I don't know how they do that. I don't know how they would do that. What video can we watch right now? I mean, let me check. I mean, how long we've been recording for? Oh, 26 minutes. This is a perfect video. See you guys on the next one. I actually enjoyed watching YouTube with you guys. First reacts video of the year of the YouTube channel. Finally. See you guys on the next one.